In 2012, Light School, a primary school in the rural village of Uriri, Kenya, tested for the Kenyan Certificate of Primary Education for the first time. The school, founded only 2 years earlier, ranked the highest among all schools in the village and the third highest out of 78 schools in Migori County. It was these test results that first brought my attention to Light School. Its founder and director, Jackson Bambo, contacted me and eagerly shared the results. And so, in July 2013, I, along with filmmaker Xander Moffat, visited Light School. We wanted to find out what made them so successful and if they could perhaps become a model for education in other villages of Kenya. We wanted to tell the story of this school, and we wanted to tell it honestly and simply. It was at times difficult, but we left Kenya with a better understanding of both the school's successes and its challenges.
Yep.
All set?
Yes.
All right.
Si yenye ulipatia asubuhi ile kamera yenyewe.
On the drive out of Nairobi to Light School, the hectic city life quickly gives way to a vast countryside. From steep mountainsides to rolling hills of wheat and acacia trees to the more barren grasslands of the Maasai people. Jack drives regularly between his apartment in Nairobi and the school. His car has over 200,000 miles on it. Light School is located in the small village of Uriri in Migori County, about 250 miles west of Nairobi and 15 miles from the Tanzania border. Jack, a former teacher himself, chose to build his school here where he grew up. Jack's educational experience was a rare one. Receiving his entire education in Kenya, he managed to go to secondary school and college and even earned a master's degree, entirely through scholarships, donations, and good fortune. Realizing how lucky and rare his opportunity was, Jack set out to create a school that would seek to ensure a more stable path to higher education. He decided the best way to do this was to create a complete education for the children in the surrounding area. The process starts at an early age.
ECD is early childhood development. Baby class are those who have never been to class. They are brought here. It's good for a child to start education when he's young or she's young. This one helps them to catch up with life early enough. The attitude about education also is nurtured early enough. The talents can also be identified early enough. So we always ensure that a kid, by the time he is done with their ear, is better off than the way he came here.
In the upper classes, the work becomes more challenging. Students become more actively engaged in their learning. Light School is a private school, one of only 5 in the county. While the public schools in the village seem complacent, Jack and the school's board members are constantly and aggressively making plans to improve, expand, and change. We sat in on a board meeting in which many new ideas were discussed.
Another challenge is that they need to have at least a dormitory where those people who are coming from far, these children are coming from far, they are parentless, they don't feed well.
Some children come as far as 10 kilometers away from here. They wake up as something like 4 a.m. in the morning. So if there can be a means of transport, there's a school bus or a van, that can also help to collect those people going very far away.
Their community is looking at this institution as a help or an eye-opener to those who are helpless.
This school is just 4 years old, but it came and just picked up rapidly. In fact, compared to other schools here, it has gone further than those other schools.
Though unable to receive funds from the government, Light School can more actively seek support from outside groups. Jack is continually making connections with members of the community to help his school. He meets frequently with education ministers, bankers, and local officials. While the board looks ahead to a wide range of future possibilities, Jack recognizes the importance of immediate needs, such as water and sanitation.
To be full, it has to be filled with rainwater. The rainwater we harvest using the roofs from the classrooms. From in, then it will flow up to the septic tank. So it will be, we use bricks to do the septic tank.
It is important to note that our trip to Kenya came in the middle of a nationwide public teachers' strike. Teachers throughout Kenya demanded the government pay certain allowances that had been promised. All of the public schools we visited in Uriri were empty. These students showed up to their school today, hoping the strike was over. As one of the few private schools in the area, Light School faced pressure to close. I spoke with Light School's headmaster about the situation.
Public school teachers, they're asking you to send the students home?
Yeah, they in fact, they don't like us always coming. When they see us coming, it's like they say we don't want to join them in the strike. And they can do some come around. You know, they can just come here with an intention of chasing off the teachers. They don't want teachers to get to class with them. They can come here and chase the students. And they can get injured, so they don't want us to be around the other ones. So maybe if we remove them and they are seen outside, they are going, then at least they will stop. They won't come around. So
After monitoring the situation all morning, Jack and Paul decided to keep Light School open. The sun almost seems to rise faster in Uriri, which is just over 60 miles south of the equator. Students coming from homes with really no sense of time rush into school at dawn, either eager to begin the day or thinking they're late. Students come from all over the surrounding area, some as far away as 7 miles. For these students, their day can sometimes start 4 hours before the first class. Light School houses 7 orphans, 3 boys and 4 girls. They receive clothing and 3 meals a day. Though their commute to class is much shorter, they spend the morning doing chores, fetching water for the day, and helping prepare lunch.
Are you getting this? Are you getting this? If you multiply 5 times this one, you get 10 plus this one.
We said that when you're multiplying, when you're multiplying a number, decimal number. Can you rub here? Come to rub here.
Every morning, the students break for porridge. This quick meal is much needed for all students, especially those who might struggle to get food elsewhere.
Chungu, kila mtu. The two abilities that they have, which ones are they? Huh? Those who had not received any present were encouraged to work harder so that
Students at Light School are enthusiastically engaged in all aspects of their lives. Here, girls make up their own game. James spends time planning his future.
I would like to travel abroad to learn my education. I get my education of university at abroad, mainly at Japan. I've always had the rumors that in Japan they mainly deal with engineering and they know it better.
Christian, a class 7 student, is an avid musician.
Yes, I do sing anytime I have free time after school or weekend.
You people! Class 5, 6. No way!
This is Brian, the best soccer player at Light School. Everyone wanted to be on his team. He played every position. This student assured us he plays better with one bare foot. This is Miriam from class 1. She was always smiling. The students were also fascinated by their visitors and were eager to ask us questions.
No, I have guess.
Yeah.
Who was your role model?
What's that?
Who was your role model?
My role model. That's a good question. Probably my father.
My father.
Mm-hmm.
And what inspired you?
I think all of my teachers inspired me. When I was your age, I really loved being in school, and so I wanted to do well in life.
Yes.
Good questions. Do you have a role model? Who's your role model?
My mother.
Your mother. And what about her makes...
She's hardworking and she's not lazy.
She's not lazy. Do you have a father?
No.
The teachers were just as welcoming.
Then you take it from Egypt.
Yeah.
The pots, then the main
Light School teachers are energetic when they lecture.
Because marine fishing, you cannot find tilapia.
Even when the lesson is about local fishing practices.
So after talking about that, we can then is when we look at the methods. So sit down.
They care deeply about the success of their students. Teachers even hold extra classes on Sundays. Wearing casual dress, students come to school to do homework and seek extra help. Their peers in other schools do not have this opportunity. Class 8 in particular takes advantage of the extra time with their teachers. Class 8 is the last class at Light School. Students in this class are even more focused as they pursue the rare opportunity to continue their education in secondary school. During our trip, they were preparing for the 2013 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education test. These students, known around the school as the candidates, know that doing well on this test will enable them to attend secondary school and in some cases receive scholarships. Last year's candidate class did remarkably well.
In 2012, this was the first time we had candidate city for the KCPE. this Kenya Certificate of Primary Education exams. We were number 1 within Uriri zone, which has 67 schools. Then we were number 3 at the county level, which have over 100 schools. This was the first time we had countries class, and there were 15. Out of the 15, all of them got admission.
Wow.
They got admission letters, and to the best of my knowledge is that all those who took the forms got the scholarships.
Wow.
While the rest, their relatives supported them to go to school.
The student's success reaffirms the school's approach towards pursuing excellence. The structure of the day seems to unravel a bit as lunch approaches. Some students bring a lunch with them in the morning. A select number of students receive food from the school's kitchen, while many students who are not able to pack a meal for themselves in the morning walk back home.
It'd be nice if it did.
They are sometimes gone for hours. As lunch wraps up, the transition back to class is difficult. Like any new endeavor, Light School is not without its challenges. To his credit, Jack takes on a wide range of projects to help build up his young school. And yet, in all the excitement of new ideas, what might seem unsettling to outsiders are some of the little things. The barbed wire fence, the garbage pit beside the soccer field, the broken windows, the scarcity of food and water. As Light School continues to expand its presence in the community, the time will come to address those smaller solutions. The school, like most organizations in rural Kenya, struggles with funding. A new sponsorship program set up just after our trip will hope to raise money for tuition of Light School's most vulnerable students. Many families struggle to pay the school fees. Light School must address its challenges in the face of many broader external uncertainties. The daily pre-dawn trek down to the dwindling water supply is a sobering reminder of a potentially scarce future. As so much in Uriri depends on rain-fed agriculture, the danger of a drought or a bad harvest is an always lingering threat to its progress. And with no medical care within miles, the health of students and their families is always a concern. Many students miss school each week due to illness.
These kids, they usually get sick, so they are not normally coming to school every day. Right. They skip. This one.
This environment is their reality. They exist alongside its challenges. The teachers, administrators, and students have all done a remarkable job thus far, reinventing what a rural village school can be. By continuing to succeed, they can ultimately improve the community around them. Light School has a strong foundation from which to address these challenges. This foundation allows them to pursue their most idealistic ambitions. However, they must appreciate the significant progress achieved thus far, while committing to a more sustainable approach to growth and change. We came to Kenya at an uncertain time, in the middle of a fierce public teacher strike and just months after a disputed election. A bright future for Kenya seems just ahead. With so many uncertainties facing this country, what remains clear is that education must be an essential element. Without it, no such future is possible.
Yeah.